In a world where video games are coming out and being good, but then they keep firing everyone. Why the fuck are they doing that? That's right, you can depend on Neon Pocket Dimension to talk about it ad nauseum. I've heard that term a lot. I don't even know what it really means. I think it means like just a lot, or
it's like in perpetuity, bro.
There you go. Thank you very much. We will talk about it tonight. Just one time. Who knows? We may yell about it later. But we're here to talk nerdy stuff. Video games, TV shows, movies, music, you know, whatever the hell you nerd out on. You made it to the right place. My name is Jacob, aka OM Jesus. I'm here with, of course, all the boys and an awesome guest today. And then Miguel's trying to place himself.
Trying to get in the middle here. Don't mind me.
Let me scoot you over. You get comfortable, and I'll adjust for you. That's Miguel. Say hi.
What's going on, guys? How's everybody?
Oh, we're great. Gage, why don't you answer that question? You're the next guy.
Look, I'm becoming Miguel slowly.
Whoa.
Oh!
Don't do that. Wait, if you guys both go into each other's cells, there'll be no one there. You're going the other way.
So weird. Oh,
You're
I gotta go the other way.
Whoa.
Great for the audio listeners.
Oh yeah.
Good gag.
Hey, you want
left and right.
You could always watch us later live or on YouTube or whatever. We'll talk about that shit later. We got Steven as well. What's up, man? You're the fourth
Hey, what up? I'm back from the no man's land of moving.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that was fun.
I'm glad that's over.
Yeah, good for
I'm
you.
also glad that's over, considering like 11 straight days of like moving shit. Yeah, that's cool.
Yikers.
Not nothing.
But I've also been playing video games, and I can't wait to talk about that stuff. And
Hell yeah.
I also watched a movie, but we'll get into that in a second, I'm sure.
I haven't seen that movie, whatever it is. I think I know what it is. And of course, we have a guest this week, someone who has experience in the industry, someone who streams, who's a cool ass dude that we met, like everyone we know, through the Kind of Funny community. None other than Big Slice Gaming, aka Corey. What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going.
Right on. Welcome to the show.
No, I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. We're glad you're here too. It's been a long time coming. I know we've been trying to get you on the show to bullshit. I wish it were for more fun reasons, but hey, we're gonna have fun right up top before we get into the main topic. So at least we can have a little bit of fun first, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. Let's get a quick drink check. If you watch us live on twitch.tv/neonpocketdimension, you'll find some fun emotes. One of those emotes is drink check. So let's see what everyone's drinking tonight.
Let me throw that up in the chat real quick. 1 sec.
Yeah, I threw a couple.
You got him in there.
Right now I got a Bell's Amber, one of my last actual bottles of beer.
It's a pretty bottle.
I was gonna just drink water and like soda or something tonight, but like I just feel like this topic I need a drink. What about you guys? What do you drink?
A little bit, yeah. I've got the Beast Unleashed, which is the monster drink beverage.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy. I've never had one of those.
Monster has an alcohol beverage?
Yep, they do.
Dude, yeah.
Terrible.
I know. So I bought.
I didn't know yet. You spoiled it.
I bought a mixed box of them of like 3 different flavors for my cousin when he came over. He did Odd Valley, the other podcast, and he was liking them. But then Miguel tried them when he came over, and he said they suck, and so did Joy. So, Gage, what are you drinking over there?
I was having a fancy drink. I made like a little egg white sour vibe going on.
Wow.
But I killed it right before the show, and then I thought I had more ingredients to make a quick one before we started, but I'm out. So I'm just drinking water.
Well, that's good. That's healthy.
Good job.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. What other emails do we got?
Gatorade. Sorry.
Well, we got the 5-minute gamer one. That's cool. But we won't talk about that right now. Just a little nod to more's coming. Don't worry. More games. Solar Ash, maybe. Who knows?
So many.
There could be so many more. So yeah, this is Neon Pocket Dimension. We talk about nerdy shit. we start our episodes out with what we call the WYBNOO, which I just realized I had the WYBNOO tag at the top the whole time, but that's okay because we're going to get right into it right now. What does WYBNOO stand for? What you've been nerding out on? Great job. Hold on, I got a new sound. I got some new soundboard things, so let's play this one.
Get your ass to Moss.
I hope you like it. The boys can't use that one, but they could do the great job. You know. What else?
Great job.
The ripping and the tearing, the crickets. Hated it. Anyway, so WYBNOO, it's our segment about what we've been nerding out on since the last time we've talked to you. So who would like to go first this week? Usually, Corey, we like to single out the guest first, but if you don't want to do that, we can make someone else go first.
I was gonna say
that's fine.
Gage do it, but it's too late now.
No, Gage, you gotta wait. You gotta wait now. Corey, what you been nerding out on, man? Let us know.
Not a whole lot. Mostly just I've actually been kind of watching a lot of like blooper reels and old like just clips from Friends since you know. Not super great news that Matthew Perry died, but it got me into just. I haven't watched Friends in a very long time, so it kind of drummed up a lot of nostalgia just rewatching a bunch of his clips. Some that I didn't even remember because it's been so long since I watched it. So I've been really enjoying doing that. I've been really
sorry.
Is that the Friends theme?
Well, it just immediately started playing, but continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I've also been really enjoying the Loki season 2. I don't know if everyone's still watching MCU stuff, but I've been really enjoying season 2 of Loki. Kang is like one of my favorite Marvel villains lately, so it's been fun. Just I never really read the comics until more recently, so Kang is one that I like had prior knowledge to before like he was introduced in the MCU, so it's been fun just watching a lot of comic references and stuff that I didn't have that experience during the Infinity Saga just because I hadn't read the source material up until that point. So and I guess one other thing was I participated in Extra Life over the weekend, and it made me miss doing charity streams. I haven't done a charity stream in like over a year, and that kind of sparked a passion in me that I hadn't had for streaming in a good while. So I want to get back to doing that more.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I've watched your streams before, and we've had a good time going back and forth. Used to read the news, and then while I was on the treadmill, he'd be reading the news to me, and then I would chat at him, and it was a good time. So just calling that out.
Nice.
Yeah, I miss doing that too. Because I read industry news like on the daily, pretty much. Like set aside like a half hour or something and just read whatever news came out that day. Like I don't know if you guys all follow me on Twitter, but whenever I share game news articles, it's usually because I just finished reading it and just tweeted it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. Except for Twitter's dumb now, and it doesn't show the headline, so you have to type the damn headline yourself.
Thankfully, I'm using my iPhone, so whenever I share an article on there, it does it for me. So
oh, that's good.
I don't even have to worry about that.
Well, I guess
it just types it out.
1 point for Apple, even though they have 100 points against them. That's an L, baby. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole about Apple stuff.
Yeah, you need to get over that, dude.
Never.
You either love them or you hate them.
Never. I don't like it. I just get mad when someone hands me their iPhone. They're like, Jacob, can you tell me how to do this and that? Because I'm always that guy for like the fam and stuff.
Why don't you learn both of them?
Because I know. No, stop.
I've
no.
had to learn both.
Stop it.
I
First,
both.
hashtag Apple rules. No. Get it out of
Use
here.
your brain, Jacob.
Shut up.
Oh wow.
What are you drinking over there, Miguel? What is that?
What's
It's a double bock.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
I like that brand. It's that German brand, right?
Batten.
Noise. Spaten.
Spaten.
Why don't why don't we work our way backwards this time? Because usually I go like clockwise and back around. So, Steven,
Steven, go.
what you been nerding out on, buddy?
Well, let me tell you, I've been nerding out on quite a bit. It's been a couple weeks since I've been on, but I'll make it quick. I'll go through like a little list here. So before I get to games, I went to Five Nights at Freddy's with my two sons, and
Nice.
I knew it.
they loved it, and I loved the popcorn.
Nice.
And that's pretty much what I'll say about that movie. Like, it's a fine movie. Like, it's not bad. Like, it's not. But I didn't get the references, the lore references, the William Aftons, the Chicas, the man-eating cupcake, Carl, I think it's called. And that was my favorite part of the movie. That was cool.
It's
But,
on Peacock, I think, right? So if you have that
Yeah,
service, you could just watch it
It
as
was
well.
a
yeah.
simul release or whatever, right, on streaming and stuff. But
Mhm.
I feel like with a horror movie, it kind of takes away a lot of the panache if you're watching it at home, right? So
I mean, unless your house is dark as fuck and
Unless-
whatnot, then you're cool, I guess. But you're right.
Let me tell you,
You're right.
my kids would not have gone for that. I'll tell you. This is the first. It's big because it's the first like horror movie I've taken them to, right? Or that they've watched willingly. Horror, I will say, you know.
I've forced them to watch many horror movies late at night, but willingly.
We don't talk about that, man.
sorry. Get back in the dark, scary room.
Get back in the
Dude,
basement.
no, they really dug it, and you know, they were having a good time, so I did too, obviously. But
Yeah, that's how that goes.
and working down the list, I've got games. I got Fortnite OG.
Mm.
You know, that's look. Fortnite's made a lot of improvements, and you can tell. So, it's cool for nostalgia for a lot of people. I'm happy for them. Like I said on Twitter, I think I'm glad it's only 1 month long. So, yeah.
I'm glad they.
also-
I'm glad they left at least sprinting and
Mantling.
sliding in and
Yeah,
mantling. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been real rough. And zero build, right, as a mod. So, like,
Totally.
I honestly, I wouldn't have played if there was zero build not in there, because that's what brought me
true.
back in. So, yeah, I got a win in ranked, but I don't know if that was a bot or not, and trying to get me to play more. Right? You can never tell. Well, maybe you can a little bit, but if they don't shoot at you or strafe at all, it's probably a bot. It's probably a bot. Or if they're like the what are they called? Stormtroopers, you know, and they miss every single shot conveniently, but they are firing at you. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite OG.
Children play Fortnite, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm sure everybody loves it. There's a weird nostalgia for 5 years ago for Fortnite. You know, not that long in the grand scheme of things, but
Young
Yeah, it was
people-
different when they
happy for
did
other
like
people.
it was different when they did like WoW OG, and you're like, whoa, that was
Yeah,
actually
like-
a long ass time ago.
it was a
Yeah.
good WoW, classic WoW, right? And some people have maybe more reason to talk about it, but it's like this game's not that old though. So and it also copied another game.
Mhm.
We won't get into that.
Shots fired.
Yeah, it's still Fortnite. I still like dropping in. It's mostly an excuse to hang out with people. Usually my brother. We play ranked or whatever because he likes competitive games. But yeah, and then I played Alan Wake 2. About 5 hours into that. Looking like maybe gonna edge out some things for Game of the Year
Nice.
as we speak. I'm enjoying it.
I still need to play that too.
Same. Yeah.
Oh, I play a little more Phantom Liberty. That's what I did. That was
Oh, nice.
That continues to be rad.
Hell yeah.
That's
Did
it.
you start? Did you start a fresh profile for like
Um,
2.0 into Phantom Liberty, or
Oh,
I had okay, so complicated. So I had one on Xbox, and I got like 25 hours in, and it didn't carry over my save, so I started a new one before 2.0 and stuff. And I was about 3 hours in,
Mhm.
so basically new. basically fresh.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And I had just barely gotten into Phantom Liberty from where I'm at in my save, so
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
that's it for me.
Nice. Mr. Gage?
I'll pick it up. I've also done a bit of a smorgasbord of gaming actually recently. It's been cool. I've been checking out some smaller stuff that kind of trying to clean up the list. Oh, there goes my lighting. My bad. Sorry. So yeah, I just started playing Jusant, which is a cool little indie game that came to Game Pass. It's a climbing game. It's pretty mellow. There's like not a lot of. I don't think there's any combat so far, at least. And it's cool. I like the mechanics. Yep, just nuts, says the singer bro. It's a cool mechanic. The climbing, like the right triggers and left triggers are your right and left hands. So that's pretty cool. You have to find like your grips, and there's cool little mechanics where you can use this little weird like water droplet guy on your shoulder to like grow plants around you, so you have more stuff to grab onto. So that's cool. And so yeah, I'm liking it a lot. It's really pretty. It's that kind of like almost voxely looking, pseudo textureless indie game thing that it's got going on. But I really like it. And I'm only a few hours in, but so far it's got some cool mechanics, and the lore of the world that you kind of pick up through notes and stuff along the way is cool. It seems like there's like some sort of environmental message going on, and something about like climate change changing this landscape and stuff. So people on this big spire have like gone higher up to try and find water and things like that. Anyways, it's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's from Don't Nod, right?
Correct.
It is from Don't Nod. I don't know if it's just their publishing now, or if they have branched out into doing other styles of games besides their little adventure, narrative focused stuff.
Yeah, because I know that they branched out and just wanted to do other stuff because they're the original designers of Life is Strange, but that was a publishing deal with Square, and Square owns the IP for that. They didn't want to continue making Life is Strange, so they had to go off and do kind of their own stuff. And so far, it sounds like they're making some pretty cool stuff. Which game was that? Jusant?
Yeah.
Jusant, yeah. And
okay.
And then they did oh god, what was the name of it? It was another kind of Life is Strange like.
Well, Gerda Flame some shit.
No.
Twin Mirror. I'm looking at him over here.
Played Twin Mirror, that's cool, but that was when they
Tell
were
me
doing
why.
Life is Strange. Tell me why. Thank you.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That was another Life is Strange like sort of.
It was pretty good.
But they made
was.
Vampire, bro.
They did make Vampire.
They did do that.
I didn't like the combat in that game, but I liked the atmosphere. It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you like Jusant, it almost sounds like sorry to kind of steal the microphone a little bit.
You're good.
Please.
There's a game called Grow Home. I don't know if you guys have heard.
Oh,
of that,
yeah.
Heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of Ubisoft's back when they funded more indie-sized projects. It was like a little experimental one. Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where I played it. I don't remember. I think it was a PS Plus monthly game back on the PS4, and I played the crap out of it. I just could not, I was intrigued by it, and then I just could not put it down.
And then falling in that game is crushing. I will say.
Yeah.
It also hit Games with Gold at some point. So if you've had Xbox for a long time, or at least Xbox Live, you might have it already in your library, like I do. So
Yeah, I think I do too.
cool. I tried it out and
so
I
that's
thought
cool.
it was weird, so I just stopped playing it. But now I'll play it.
And then what else? I played a bit of Thirsty Suitors. I'm liking that a lot so far. My wife is South Asian. She's from India, so that was a cool little one to get her approval on. She dug it a lot, and she was laughing at a lot of the mom and parent jokes and things like that.
Cool.
It's kind of like a fighting game / Tony Hawk / dating sim kind of mixture. It's got like skateboarding elements for some traversal / challenge levels. It's got like a fighting game mechanic, but it's like almost like turn-based RPG combat mixed with like some quick time events mixed in the fighting game type of thing. You can see here like there's like some kind of quick time QTE like fighting game mechanics in there, but it's pretty cool. And you're this girl who came back to her hometown after leaving a bunch of stuff kind of in shambles, and so you're working on stuff with your family and your sister and a bunch of your exes. It's a great narrative so far. It's been cool. I was listening to Kind of Funny Games Daily with Eka, one of the devs, and it's been cool to see. There's been a lot more South Asian representation on like TV and movies lately, I feel like, and so it's cool to see some games with those inspired. Like there's another game this year called Venba that I played.
I loved that game.
Yeah, really cool. Making biryanis and stuff to tell a story about where you came from and stuff. So I don't know. It's just fun with my wife to have her play those games alongside me or get on the sticks a little bit. And so
this Steam review says my mom is slapping my potential lovers with her slipper. I mean, you don't need another reason to buy that game, right?
Yeah,
that's good.
Exactly.
So I guess you're living that life, you know.
the chancla slap.
Yeah, exactly. So that's cool. I played a little bit of Fortnite OG also. Ever since the Fortnite season where, oh, am I back?
Yeah, that was me, I guess.
That was weird.
That was weird.
I think it might have been you.
I fixed it though. That's all that matters.
Ever since the season of Fortnite that had all that mobility with the Attack on Titan gear and all that stuff, where you could zip around the map like that, and the swords that like launched you and stuff, I've been less into Fortnite because that season just like the mobility felt so good in that season, and I was just having a lot of fun with friends, squatting up and doing crazy shit, like traversing all over the map and Spider-Manning up to the top of buildings and stuff. And ever since then, I've just like, I haven't liked Fortnite as much. And so this season strips it back even more. And I kind of feel like I don't know how much more I'm going to jump in. But like you said, it's just a place to hang out with people. So a little bit of that. And then last thing, I've somehow, guys, I know there's tons of new awesome games to play, but I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. And the RKG boys who are they used to do Prepare to Try on IGN, started their own channel called Retry, and they finally got to Elden Ring after all of the pandemic. They wanted to like do it afterwards, and they were in the middle of Demon Souls, and then once they finished Demon Souls, they finally started Elden Ring. And watching them, I just got the itch. So I started a sorcerer character because my first build that I played through the game was like a bleed dex build. So it was all slashy and dodgy. So this was fun to just go full on glass cannon sorcerer, and so that's been fun. I just beat Radon, and now I just got to the Altus Plateau. So put a lot more time in that, which is ridiculous, but whatever.
It's not ridiculous. The game rules.
It rules.
Yep.
It's just kind of relaxing now too, that I like am not stressing out in the same way as the first time I played it. You just get in the flow, and you just kind of like know what you're doing, and it's been kind of therapeutic. I don't know.
The flow state, man. I've been talking about the flow state for years. From Software, Diablo, games like that. I don't know what it is like. The first time around, it might be a little tough. You're like, oh, I'm struggling here and there, but then you get into that sweet spot where you're just like, I'm just running, I'm killing, I'm running, I'm killing. My brain is off, and I'm just murdering. It's a great time. Miguel, what you been nerding out on, sir?
Just murder.
A lot of shows and movies and Mass Effect, of course. I've been Mass Effecting.
Nice.
Probably halfway through the first one, I think, currently. The amount of time that I've put into it. I just... Ashley and Liara came in and had the conversation. You have to choose one, and I said, why not both? And you know how that goes. If you know, you know. If you don't,
yeah, los dos does not really end up well.
Ashley leaves, of course, and that I'm okay with that because I didn't like her politics. Essentially, she's a little too religious for me.
Oh yeah.
A little too religious, a little too racist against
Yeah,
anyone that's
little
not
Yes.
humans.
Too much of a
Exactly.
deal. Yeah.
Shadowheart.
Xenophobic for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did that. I've been doing that. And then I watched Guardians 3 finally,
Oh, nice.
which I thought was really fun. That was
Mhm.
great. I enjoyed it.
It was good.
That's the first Marvel movie I've seen since the Doctor Strange one.
That's hot.
That's hot, bro.
So
Yeah.
it's been a while.
All right.
We'll see if I get back into Marvel. I want to watch Loki. I haven't done that yet though. I did start watching Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I'm
Uh-oh.
digging that. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna watch Ahsoka.
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm about halfway
That's
through
awesome.
the first season. I think when I originally tried watching it, I was burnt out because of Clone Wars, and I mean Clone Wars is what 7-8 seasons.
Totally.
It's a mountain you
And,
still need to climb.
It's long. It's long. It's really good though. I highly recommend it. And I didn't really like Ezra when I first started watching that episode, or when I moved over to it. And so I just took a break. It's been maybe about a year and a half, almost 2, I think.
Mhm.
But I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's pretty cool. It's some good stuff. There's going to be more, obviously. What else did I watch? I watched that new Aquafina movie, Quiz Lady.
How was that?
It's pretty funny. It's
Okay.
entertaining.
Nice.
It's not going to win any Oscars or anything, but
No, I mean,
I laughed.
I told Joy that we should watch that together. Like, you know, that'd be a fun sit on the couch and
Yeah, it's
Watch.
like it was a fun sit on the couch, throw it in. Oh, I got the COVID and flu shot on Friday, so
oh.
Saturday I felt like shit. I
I
wasn't
bet.
like super sick. I was just tired. So I ended up watching that, and then I ended up watching something else, which I don't remember at this point.
You got the
Yeah, exactly the double whammy. Yeah, but
A lot
that's
of
pretty much it.
samples.
Lots of Mass Effecting.
night. What game
Heck
are you
yeah.
on?
One.
He said,
We're on
Oh,
the
okay,
first
one. Okay, cool. I missed it. Sorry, I was over here.
I
doing...
know. I'm gonna take a break after I beat the first one, and I'm gonna go. I think Final Fantasy 16
Oh, nice.
is the next game I'm gonna play. I have
I got
Elden
that this
Ring,
year.
like you said,
hmm
but
Yeah.
I think 16 is gonna be the next game I play.
Hold on, I need a caption here.
Nope, I don't Elden Ring. I'm okay with that.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
And
I'm not
don't
sure.
forget-
I'm not sure if it's even gonna be for me yet. Let's put it that way.
You can
We
do
shall
it.
Find out.
You
It was
can
my
do
first
it.
FromSoft game.
Yeah.
Did you like it, Corey?
I liked it up until I got to, I guess, to avoid spoilers, I got to Volcano Manor.
Ah, yeah.
Could not beat, I don't know, the
Brightguard?
really big fat dude that rolls around.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fair.
Yeah, and then someone finally told me that, oh yeah, Volcano Manor's totally optional. You don't have to do
Yeah.
it. And I was just like, oh,
There's
all right,
a
well.
there's a lot of optional content
Okay,
in
let
that
me
game.
let me just sidetrack 10 hours. Okay.
Dude,
Yeah,
Wait,
I got,
wait,
fuck the
the big fat dude that
Godskins.
rolls, is that like a godskin apostle?
Godskin, yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
It's the Godskin
hard.
fat ass.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was like
So
Godskin
you-
something.
You
Yeah.
didn't
Spoil-
see the second part.
Spoiler
Okay.
alert.
I never got to the
Yeah.
second part. No.
There's
Well, I'm glad you didn't. That might have pressed you a little bit.
there's definitely
Yeah.
more Godskins to deal with later.
Hey, isn't
I got
that one in the Fair Missoula though? I think that first one
Yeah.
you just. Anyways, yeah. Do your thing.
Don't spoil
Yeah, I
it,
got,
spoil boy.
I got to the capital city pretty much, and
Nice.
just never got around to finishing it.
That the capital city is definitely like. It's like arguably halfway through the game. It's like
God, really?
Not
Well, because like
Yeah.
really, but
it's
kind of.
it's more than that, but like struggle wise, like you have this like once you get through the capital city, well, there's like a lot left.
Struggle
You know what I
wise,
mean?
I mean, it's all relative, right? Like, if you struggle during those parts, that's kind of on you. You know what I mean? I just kept going. You know what I'm saying?
No, I just meant the last three, like the kind of boss rush at the end of the game is all pretty real for sure.
It's so real. And Ferrum Azula is a fucking skill check and a half when you get there.
Uh-huh.
It can be, yeah. Fun game, but FF16, Miguel, great story, awesome acting, crazy awesome spectacle, man. I need to finish that one too.
I need to start it.
Yeah.
And Miguel, don't forget after Mass Effect 1 to play the best Mass Effect game, Andromeda.
Stop.
Let's go.
Stop
Let's go.
No, that hey man,
Stop.
I don't. No, the best one is 2 in my opinion. But Andromeda is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
still
give a
gotta
like
play
shit
it.
what anyone says. If you haven't played it, you can go fuck
The
yourself.
the character quests in that one.
Yeah, I just need to play it eventually.
Overall, it's a very very good game. It may have had issues when it came out, but it's a good game.
Got a bad rep, yeah.
Yeah, they
because
fixed
of
It's
it.
the
really
bad
good.
line.
I agree.
I mean, you know,
I feel like it's kind of like the Unity story where there was some pretty nasty visual bugs at launch, and no one ever gave it a second chance after that.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's like one of my
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
Assassin's Creeds.
yeah.
I thought you meant the
time.
engine for a second, but yes, AC. Yeah, AC Unity, totally.
It's got some really
Yeah.
good like infiltration missions, like, and the way you would tackle them is really cool. And the multiplayer was interesting as well. Like,
That was the most interesting thing about that game to me, but I wasn't able to play that because I pirated it back then. So, I kind of, you know what I mean? It
Allegedly.
happens. But I did like the one in England. That one's pretty sweet, I have to say.
Syndicate.
Oh yeah, Syndicate.
Syndicate's pretty
Syndicate
good.
rules.
I've been a diehard Assassin's Creed fan pretty much since the beginning. So
Nice. I was too until I got to Black Flag, and then after that I was like, okay, there's other games to play, and then I just played Syndicate and some Unity, and I was like, these are cool, but you know, it's kind of the same stuff. And then they started being way too fucking long and different, and I'm just like, I'm not interested. I don't know. But Mirage, I would like
Valhalla's the only one I never finished.
to try. Yeah. Oh yeah, big time. I get that. When I bought Valhalla, it was when I first got the Series X. And there was a T-Mobile Tuesdays physical box like ticket to buy it cheaper. So I bought it. I played it, and then it didn't vibe with quick resume, and so I kept losing progress. So like I kept playing through the same like 1-2 hour section over and over again. Quit it forever. Horrible experience. Eventually I'll get back to it.
180-hour game.
Yeah, and I lost like essentially 5 hours. So you know what I mean?
Ugh.
Might as well
And
fucking.
it was all in the snow area, so it's like not exciting either.
No,
so.
dude, I'll tell you the section. It's the section where you do the leap of faith. Like I did that leap of faith, the very first leap of faith, where you do it with Basim at the very beginning, or not the very beginning, but like, you know, after 6-7 hours or whatever the hell it is. And so I did that fucking leap of faith like 8 times. I swear to God, dude. And because it was like glitched out on Xbox Series X, so it is what it is. I'll eventually get back to it. Who the fuck knows? I have plenty of other games to play. Miguel, Final Fantasy 16 being one of them. Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales being some of them. God of War Ragnarok's, that's another one. Baldur's Gate 3, which I've been playing more of. Let's talk about games I beat. Mario Wonder, beat it. In fact, I beat that game so hard, I even beat the special level just today. Like all of them. I just need to 100% it in a way. Like there's one particular set of levels where you have to kind of have like a friend to do stuff with. So it's the only reason why I haven't cleared that. But like I already have 3 of the end game medals that you get. So that game is so fucking good. Play it. Like I said, I did beat Dead Space, and it it launches you right into New Game Plus. So it was like, do I want to do this? Maybe, because I want to upgrade stuff. Dead Space is awesome. I'm glad that I finished it before the end of October. What else did I finish? I feel like I finished other stuff. Oh, Elden Ring. Gage said he's been playing it. I beat Elden Ring a second time, and to get the 100% achievement, you have to see 3 different endings. So now I have 2 of those endings. Awesome. But it was on my sorcerer character, so that was tough. But I do have a quick funny story time. If you know, Let Me Solo Her was there during Millennia, and I was gonna fight her. I attempted Millennia probably like 10 times, and I kept dying. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just try to summon a player? And so I popped the Erd Tree Flower. Let Me Solo Her, the actual Let Me Solo Her was there, and I summoned them in. And I let him solo her, and I got the kill. So it's fucking awesome. I was like, hey, I was going to get help, but if Let Me Solo Her shows up, you got to let him solo her. So it worked out. It was great.
Does he get mad if you don't let him solo her?
I don't know. Honestly, it was like I felt honored to have let me solo her show up, and I summoned
Totally.
them and I said, "Hey, I'm just gonna watch," and I just kind of slowly orbited the arena and just watched it happen, and it was pretty epic. I may have streamed that, so if I can find that footage, I'll pull it and put it on my personal channel. But it was just an epic moment.
Absolute legend.
Absolutely, yeah.
He had a statue made for him or something really cool, like from the developers. They gave him some really cool stuff. So
Yep. Pot on the head, dual katanas, diaper. That's all you need to be Let Me Solar. That was fun. I beat Armor Core 6. I don't know if I've said this prior to whatever episode, but that's done. So I've messed with the New Game Plus with that, which is pretty fun. There's I feel like there's mission options that you didn't even have the option to do the first time around. So I could see New Game Plus being like really rewarding. So I definitely try it out if you've beaten Armor Core 6. And there's just so many games. Like I've tried Gisant as well. I think I may be a little bit further than you, Gage, just a tiny bit, because we got to sort of the same spot. What else did I try? And then I've been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon again because I want to finish that one. But there's a part in the game where like you just gotta grind. There's no other way around it. Like they're really trying to do this JRPG thing with that game and say, hey, you need to do a tower or a dungeon. You know what I mean? Fuck the story. Just run around and level up your jobs. So that's kind of what I'm doing in my leisure.
I think I'm at the same place, man. And it hit me with a big roadblock of like, I can't even touch this person. So
right. That's exactly what happened to me. It's chapter 12 to be specific. So yeah, I kind of just like, cause when I got there originally, I was like ready to beat the game. And then that happened. I was like, I do not want to grind. I'm done. I'm fucking done with this game. But it's been on Game Pass this whole time. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go jump back in, man. So here I am. In terms of what we've watched, a ton of horror movies. We did a great job in October. But I've been watching One Piece. And that's fun. So I'm at the point where now we're in widescreen episodes. I think I'm on like episode 222 or something. So that is my WYBNOO. We're done talking about nerdy shit. Let's get into the main topic today, which is, of course, 2023. It's such a great year. Such a great year, except for...
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
Yeah, the fucking layoffs left and right. I just don't really get it. It's kind of ridiculous. I've done a little research on it. Essentially, today I wanted to do research showing that, like, game companies made a bunch of money, but they're still laying people off. But I didn't really find that except for Ubisoft. But to back up the truck a little, 2023, if you're not a gamer, you know that this year has been a video game year. Probably, arguably the best video game year in existence. Except for maybe 10 years ago. Was it 2020 or 2013? What was the year the Switch came out? That was like one of the best years of gaming as well.
2017.
There you go, 2017. Yeah. That was another.
Zelda came out.
Mario Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Horizon Zero Dawn came out.
It's all subjective, though, isn't it?
I mean, true. True, but
I think when you're looking at the sheer amount of high quality games that came out this year, I think it trumps pretty much every other year.
Specifically,
like
that's
maybe
like huge critical successes.
Yeah. Like I don't think in a given year we've had that many critical successes and that many big budget like games that also succeeded in sales. Not to mention like even franchises that have been dormant have come out with games this year. It's just been a massive year. Obviously, some of that has to do with COVID and dates being pushed back. I remember when we were first talking about 2023, Sam, if you remember Pizza Man Sam, he's been on here a few times. I kept talking to him, yelling at him every time that a game got delayed to 2023. I'm like, bro, 2023, that's crazy. And then it would happen again. I said, 2023. And then it just kept happening over and over and over again. I'm just yelling about this year. So this year's been great for that. But it's also been awful because every fucking week, I swear to God, like since the summer, right? I mean, even earlier in the year as well, like there were layoffs here and there, but every single week there's some sort of news of layoffs at some big video game company. So it's just weird that there's the duality of big game or big year in gaming, but then all these game devs are being laid off. So let's talk a bit about that, guys. Like right off the bat, what do we think?
Well, I think that gaming is maybe a subset of tech in general, and I don't have any experience with the gaming element of it, but tons of people in my life who work for tech companies. Living here in California, a lot of my Bay Area friends have worked for tech companies for a long time, and like I can at least 4 of my like closest friends are no longer or are either about to be out of work or are already out of work, and it just seems like the model, especially post COVID, has been, or like maybe during COVID, was like make all these big pushes, especially in media, because people were consuming so much more media and had so much more time. And it just seemed like people have had their these companies have had these ideas about where these industries are going and what growth looks like, but haven't like had any idea that potentially there's going to be a regression of sorts, and just haven't had a responsibility for their employees.
It's like a rubber band effect. They didn't really plan for the backlash of.
Right.
And I saw this even anecdotally outside of tech at all, in the medical industry where I work in medical billing, and so like, they hired a ton of people because of, there was a lot of cases, a lot of labs going up, but for COVID, but then, less COVID cases, everybody getting better, right? Whatever that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just less tests being done, and they didn't plan for that, and then like half the workforce gets laid off. What was it, last year? So like when you're on the outside of that, and they didn't properly scale, and unfortunately, and a lot of people lost their jobs like right before Christmas, and it was really shitty. So
Yeah, that's horrible.
so it's everywhere. It feels like, right?
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think it's everywhere at this point. And obviously, there's still people who think there's going to be a recession. I'm hoping that's not true.
Agreed.
But we shall see. And I think it could be anybody at this point. What I will say, though, is it's very interesting that all these people are getting laid off, but at the same time, I feel like unions have been getting stronger.
True.
Especially with the going from summer to now. There might even be a strike this week on Friday here with all the hospitality workers.
Culinary union, yeah.
It's interesting in that regard. I think we have made strides in a positive direction in a lot of ways, but then at the same time, I think a lot of these companies probably overcompensated during COVID. As far as, like you said, like Gage was saying, we were consuming so much media, and you had all these excess workers in those fields, and now they're not needed anymore. Unfortunately, like it's just the whole system is fucked.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
I want to hear from Corey.
Yeah, that's pretty much where my head is at too. Just during COVID, at least speaking on at least the video game industry, I'm not well versed in other industries, but like the greater tech industries has had this problem a little bit before the video games specifically, and it kind of caught up to video games, where during COVID there was just a lot of increased engagement and playtime and video game purchases and console purchases that the sort of bigger publishers and bigger parent companies, Embracer, Ubisoft, Microsoft, Sony, everyone, increasing, essentially expanding based on those COVID unique metrics, thinking that that's going to continue, even though everyone said this is not going to continue. Don't bank on this continuing. And sure enough, it didn't continue. Everything kind of fell back to where it was before, and now, that just kind of added on to the problem of the video game industry kind of ballooning as it is. You know, video games are getting more expensive to make, scopes are getting bigger and longer development cycles, which require more man hours, more people, and the price of video games don't continue to grow with that, so they become less and less profitable.
Mhm.
Right, and you have an also tandem with that. At least publicly shared companies looking for bigger profit margins as well in the same
Yep.
time. It can never be satiated, right?
And
There's
the
ever
trend
need
in
for growing percentages.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. I think some of that has spawned off of this new model that happened about, really it's 10 years ago now, but it feels like less time with the games as a service successes that we saw with things like Destiny and things like Fortnite. And those big whales of games that were creating these giant amount of revenue that games had never seen before, other than the couple of white whales that we had like with certain Nintendo games, or just certain big phenomenon games that had happened before, Pokemon and things like that.
Mhm.
But it's like for these companies to start to chase this model of microtransactions, which was all the talk back in maybe 5-6 years ago, and just this new model of trying to a new way to make money in gaming. And I feel like it was something that companies just had this really dumb idea that it was like, no matter what your game type was, you could somehow make it into a service where you're selling people microtransactions, and the huge backlash that happened with that, and is continuing to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to mention, like, they've started so many of those games as service that have now shut down. Notably, that wrestling one, Rumbleverse. This month, in I don't know, like 20 something days, Gundam Evolution. Rest in peace. One of my favorites. Damn
what
it.
was the dodgeball one? I can't remember.
That's the one I was thinking
Knockout
of.
City, which is another
Which was really good, but
excellent game. Yeah.
Games should not be a service. They never should have been.
Right.
I hated the model when it came out.
Mhm.
I thought it was fucking stupid. It's just a money grab at the end of the day. It's people being greedy, and like just the whole thing just angers me. Like, no.
well, it started with pretty much with WoW.
Use
right?
your anger.
Well,
The
this
MMO
is the,
model.
well, the MMO model. See, even with the MMO model, I had a problem with that at first. But I can understand the MMO model considering the amount of content that you get for a lot of them,
Right.
depending on what you're doing with it, right? Because there is quite a bit of content. But when you start nickel and diming me for every fucking thing, it's one thing to pay a $10 a month and I get access to everything, right?
Right.
And I choose how much time I want to put into it, as far as if I get everything. But to say like, oh, you want that skin? That's going to be $5. That skin over there is going to be another $5. Like, fuck you, dude.
Or $30 sometimes.
Or $30.
So
for $25. Yes, exactly.
Right, $5 is reasonable because like that's what I pay for like Vegeta and like Bender.
But
you know
even
what I
at
mean?
$5, in my opinion, that's still bullshit, dude.
But
That is bullshit.
Yeah.
say what you want, but we can all agree that this is sort of off topic, but Halo reintroducing the original Combat Evolved Halo like suit at more money than the cost of Halo 1 itself is fucking bananas, dude. And that's what's happening right now in Halo and a lot of these games. So, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying like $5 for a skin. I mean, it's just a skin. It's not going to like change your experience regardless.
No, it's
know
not
what I
going
mean?
to change the
Beyond
experience.
what
But
you
in my
see.
opinion, it's like I
But
don't
it's
know.
still
maybe
yucky.
Maybe I'm just old and I'm showing.
It's
my age.
yucky though.
I want the fucking game.
Right.
I paid for a game. Right now, a free game, I can understand why they're trying to nickel and dime you, but even then, it's bullshit.
It's essentially a means to an end of video games just becoming like I was saying earlier, just kind of ballooning, scopes getting too high, too costly.
Yes,
they
absolutely.
have to make the money somewhere that doesn't screw over the entire gaming community instead of just shrinking down scope sizes and development cycles. Then games aren't going to be as like hyper realistic and stuff with those smaller scopes, but they'd be more profitable and people wouldn't be losing their jobs left and right.
Well,
Yep.
the other thing too, though, I think if it's a publicly traded company, you're just trying to appease the fucking shareholders at the end of the day, and I think that's bullshit too.
You're making
Like-
a product to sell rather than something for
Like,
people to play.
or
It
you can-
becomes
you
a
can call
business
them-
more than.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's not art
like,
anymore.
You can call
dude.
them artists, and you can say like, "Oh, they're making art with some of these games."
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, if you're making a game to make money, no one gives a shit about that.
Right.
Like the shareholders don't care about the art. They
No,
just
they want the
return.
money. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And it's bullshit.
and unfortunately, and that and that's the topic of today. The people that the way that they keep the money flowing is by cutting costs. And what are costs to them? Fucking human beings. And that's what's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
and-
fucked up.
The problem too is, or at least the way I like to think about capitalism in a perfect world is, those shareholders would understand that if a video game publisher or company goes out and makes a bunch of really beloved games, like for instance with Sony, let's talk about Sony during the PS4 era had such a like a specific model of a type of game that was like really in a lot of ways above and beyond the storytelling that was happening in other video games. Really a lot of care into their franchises and nurturing franchises that were like absolutely beloved, but then they took them to this next level, and then they sold over 100 million PlayStation 4s, and their company definitely became the front runner. You know what I mean? And so the way I like to think about capitalism, if it works the best way it can, is that a company can actually put in love into their products and hopefully treat their devs right. Although we've heard some stuff about some Sony culture here and there, and then be profitable from having good business practices and having happy customers. Doesn't usually work like that, but God, would it be nice?
In an ideal world, we would not have capitalism. That's just me.
No, I agree, but I'm saying
Moving on.
if the best way it can work is hopefully that that people recognize that if someone the company is beloved, that they will then be successful because of that. You know what I mean? As opposed to easy.
I would love to live in
symbiotic
that world.
relationship.
We live in a world where you need diabetes, you need insulin gauge, and I'm going to make sure you pay as much as I can make you pay, so you can live.
That's
Totally.
That's the world we live in.
I mean, that's
The
a
world that's completely
capitalism.
driven by what is that first rule of business or whatever it is, the supply and demand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
But-
it's like the demand is now like, you need this to survive, so the demand's very high, so we're going to charge the shit out of you.
right.
Oops. Can we swear on this or no?
Oh, dude,
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Yeah, fuck,
Okay.
shit, bitch, whatever. You know. I mean, and not to get political or idealistic, but socialism that helps people without thinking about profits, but that's not the country we live in. That's not the world we live in.
That's not where we're at, and I get that.
Yeah, and in reality, dude, like rich people just do whatever they want and whatever they can get away with, and shareholders are rich people and they don't give a fuck about human beings. So guess what? Hey, not enough people are buying our skins. So who's got to suffer? Well, 800 of these people. Get them the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
It's like, hey, let's make an astronomical projection.
Yeah.
And in a lot of these cases, I don't know, maybe or may not confirmed with Bungie as an example, right? Like they're 45% below the projections. of what they thought
45%.
they would be,
Yeah, that's huge.
and so 100 employees get the axe, right?
Right.
Which is really shitty. Like I don't know what they expected Lightfall to do,
Well-
what they were doing with it, but
You also
It's a
have to
different
think
thing.
they're probably trying to just make sure they get their bonus at the end of the year either way. So, and the people at the top are probably getting raises.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
can't
they're-
forget about them. You don't want to deprive them. Come on, Steven.
Even if
yeah, can't do that.
even if they're not getting raises, Miguel, they're getting bonuses, and they're like, well,
absolutely.
I want
100%.
I want another boat. You know what I mean?
It's like that boat's not big enough. I need
Yeah.
a bigger one.
yeah, there's some sort of penis joke in there, but we'll move on.
Corey, I'm interested in hear if you said before when we were talking that you knew some people at Bungie that were affected by this.
Liana, the community manager, I was friends with her for a little
Yeah,
bit, and
Leona Rupert, right?
yep. Yeah, and she got hit with the layoff, which really sucks because if you follow Bungie and so, like she won the what was it, AAA Community Manager of the Year,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she ate, lived, slept, and breathed Bungie's culture and Destiny too. Like it was, I don't think I've ever seen her happier than anywhere than when she was there. So it was really
Oh,
and I'm sure she's not the only one. Like, I knew a couple other people, more acquaintances, but other developers that were there that were affected by this, and it. I might need to be fact checked on this, but I don't think they got a severance.
So they had to basically, the way they did it with Sony and that whole thing was like, they all had investment in the company as well. This is separate from the severance. I don't know
stock options, right?
for a fact if they got like
Right.
a severance or not, but I would hope, right? You would hope that they would have gotten something, depending on their tenure, right? But
Yeah.
Well,
who knows?
just going off experience, the severance that my company offered when I almost got laid off, but I know they were offering people who I know got laid off. It was only a week for every year that you worked there.
What the fuck?
I was there
Good
15
Lord.
years, dude. So I would have made out okay, but that's some bullshit.
Dude, when
That
they
is bullshit, dude.
you know what's hilarious, and this is slightly on topic. We work for Caesars, okay? And when COVID hit and they're shutting us down and they're saying everyone go home, they were like, "Oh no, save your PTO, dude, because we'll bring you back. It's only gonna be 2 weeks, you know." And guess what I did? I did not save my PTO. I cashed it out immediately. I fucking used it right away. And guess what? They laid off 80,000 people. 80,000 people,
damn.
dude. 80,000 people. Which makes sense because they shut down
I mean,
a
It's a small
lot of
city right
casinos.
there.
But it's just
I mean,
insane.
what business were we in, Jacob? Right?
No, I know.
It's
Like,
a
the
fucking
strip
casino.
was
No one
shut
at
down.
casinos.
But I'm just saying, like, they're like, don't use your PTO. And everybody was like, why are you using your PTO? And I said, because I don't trust these motherfuckers. And that's the point. You shouldn't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone but yourself.
And this is what I'll say, and I hate to say it, and I feel like
Sucked.
that's great if you work at a place where you feel happy and you feel like they care about you. But at the end of the day, I feel like you still need to remember everyone's replaceable. Doesn't matter who you are. Individuals may care about you,
Right.
but the company itself as a whole does not.
No.
You do something that needs to be done, and that's it.
So
And
just
I
calling
hate-
it out. Corey was saying they did get severance from.
Yeah, they
That's
did
good.
get severance. They got a
good.
minimum of 3 months.
See, and
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Still more than I got.
So I mean, like,
God, fucking bracer,
just be
dude.
happy you got anything,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, you could easily have been given nothing. And I know people who were at
That is
places
fair.
who were given
Yeah. Yeah, I got
So-
2 months, and they basically liquidated all of our perks and stuff. Like
Ugh.
I won't go into like details and stuff, but we got like some perks like a DoorDash subscription, whatever that's called,
Okay.
the Dash Pass. We got that.
Dash Pass.
through work. We got
Nice.
so basically money, like cash equivalent of that went into our severance as well, but still it was only like 2 months worth,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's
which
that
is
not
better
bad.
than nothing at all, honestly.
Yeah, no, absolutely it
True.
is.
'Cause because of that, I haven't even touched my savings yet, so
Which
That's
is
good.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
good to hear.
But still, I mean,
Man.
in this industry, you know, especially with the amount of movement and turnover that's happened, like 2 months isn't always ample time. You know what I mean? Like it is what
Yeah.
it is. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we all know unemployment's fucking shit anyway.
Dude.
True. I mean, the
It's
Might as
only
well just go to your next job.
the only
That's
thing
all
that
it
made it bearable in the COVID era is like, you know, all of the extra
The extra
money that
money?
was pumped into it. But it's like, you know, it's a system that is engineered to push against the people who need it because they think everyone's a freeloader because rich people don't want to give money out to anyone, and it's a fucking nightmare, but at least it exists. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, but hey, let's talk about the tech industry though. You guys were talking about the tech industry being hit, which is true, which I didn't space on, but I didn't really think about it. But I pulled up this list of 2023, like all of the industries and companies that have been affected by layoffs since the beginning of this year. Amazon, 18,000 roles. Coinbase, 20% of its workforce, 950 jobs. DirecTV, 10% of its management staff. Happened in January 20th, 2023 this year. Let's see, Spotify, 6% of its global workforce, 600 employees. Holy shit, man. Pinterest, they got rid of 150 people. Dell got rid of
Did you say
6,000.
Facebook yet?
No, I have not. That was January. I'm in February. Pinterest was
damn.
6,650 that was Dell. Zoom got rid of 15% of its staff, 1,300 people. Yahoo got rid of 20% of its staff, 1,600 employees. I mean, what the fuck? What is happening, dude? Like, so there was this big tech boom, that was going so strong, but it's almost like COVID happened and then they pushed even further into tech because everyone was, tech was everything. And then, people started going outside and then what? Now everyone's firing everyone? Like, what the fuck is happening?
I would argue, like we said
Jesus.
earlier, they probably overcompensated, and then they're realizing that they shouldn't have overcompensated as much as they have. And
Dude,
you
And now
could
they're-
argue they're righting the ship,
right.
At this
They're
point.
either
I
riding
don't
the
know.
ship or they're overcorrecting and
Or
being
they're
turtles,
overcorrecting.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
It's-
they're afraid of a recession, right? Because interest rates
Exactly.
are high right now and everything's
Exactly.
going crazy,
That
Because
really
I guarantee-
Instead of cutting losses to investors, they have to cut out all
that's-
the people.
Cutting
all the
losses
people's
to the
payrolls.
shareholders is not an option.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude,
It's just not an option. It's not going to happen.
I love Spotify.
Like-
Spotify has been on this report 3 times, and we're only into May. They've cut thousands of people. Microsoft cut thousands of people. 10,000 layoffs.
So is there?
What the
I
fuck?
don't. Obviously, I don't.
This is
work
awful.
In tech.
Roblox.
Is there a reason tech hasn't unionized in some way?
Yes,
that
because
used to
it's
come
I would
new.
imagine there's a lot of anti-union push from.
Oh, of course there is.
Dude.
Like that doesn't surprise me. But like, do the employees want to unionize? Is what I would think. Like, was there ever any talk while you were at work? Did anyone mention being in a union?
Corey.
Corey.
Sorry, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Not that I can say.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, yeah.
Got it.
Did
I
you ever
mean,
even
fair enough.
think about it?
I've
You
thought about it, and
personally-
there's like a couple people like not naming anybody or anything like official, but like
Yeah.
conversations happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially when you're under a company like Embracer, obviously conversations will happen, but nothing formal. At least that that I can legally say.
Yeah,
Well, no,
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah.
obviously, yeah.
absolutely.
What's trippy, from an outside perspective with Embracer, just such an interesting, it seemed like they were definitely like a portfolio company in the way that they were like building up studios to raise their profit share to then try and get bought out. We heard about that Saudi Arabia deal and their
Embracer, yeah.
excursion into video games that's been happening. They just bought
They're
a
video
nearly
game
con-
watching now.
They are, yeah. They just bought an almost not quite controlling share in Nintendo, but a huge share in Nintendo.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
correct.
Dude.
Yeah.
Wait.
When did that happen?
That happened not that long ago, earlier this year. I think.
Yeah,
Maybe.
just 6
I might
months
not
max,
remember
man.
that then.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a
I
controlling
don't even
share,
remember
but
that.
it's a chunk. I mean, there's so much
But,
news, Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting the people trying different ways to go about it, but I know you were working for a company underneath them, so I don't know if you had much dealings with the actual corporate entity that was Embracer, but
Yeah.
it seems like they were very hands off and very much just like these are just parts of our portfolio that we don't really manage, but we just have this
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, just like an
Yeah, I mean,
umbrella
they had,
manager.
They had liaisons for for each team, I guess. I don't know too much about it, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, like every quarter or something, someone from Embracer would be like at the office for stuff that I never got to see.
Sure.
But like, I mean, that's probably standard in any business that's underneath a big conglomerate like that. So there wasn't anything like unique like that, but
Did you ever cross paths with anyone working for Embracer? Like, did you
Yes.
ever like really?
yeah, I mean, we've been in meetings with them and stuff.
Okay.
Also had leftovers from like their lunch, like whenever they had like a
Oh, shit.
visitation lunch, they're just like, meeting's over and there's leftovers if you guys want them. And we're like, okay,
Jesus.
sure.
Were they aggressively
Beats the ramen in the kitchen.
Here's my question
What's
for
that?
you. Were they aggressively European?
I had a hard time understanding them sometimes,
Okay.
but no, not really. They're Swedish though.
Right.
So they had like a Swedish accent. Deep Silver's European though. They mostly, so that was our publisher, and then they, I forget the hierarchy. It was like us under Deep Silver, who was under Koch Media, who was under Embracer. So it was a very big hierarchy of. That's what you get with huge conglomerates like that.
Yeah, I just remember that E3 where there was like the Koch Media showcase,
Oh,
but then
God.
there was like a different Embracer thing, and I
That's
was
such
just
a
like,
good
what's
call.
happening here? I don't know who's who anymore. But yeah,
Even in the office when I was like, because we would have like the live stream up like while we were working, and half the time we were just like, wait, which one is us then? Like,
yeah.
it's too much.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of bureaucracy, essentially, in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Embracer's first, like their main business was never really video games. That was like a thing that they started getting into when they started buying up, like filling their portfolio or something. Because what was it? There was the old THQ, and then they got bought out
THQ
and
Nordic.
it became THQ Nordic, and then they changed. I think they changed their name to Embracer Group, or Embracer Group bought THQ Nordic, and then I forget how all of that went down. It just at some point became Embracer Group, and they ended up being the parent company of everything.
Yeah, and they just kept trying to hug you.
And
Oh, they hugged all of us really too tight.
That's an Embracer joke. Let's talk about Ubisoft really quick. So Ubisoft apparently right now, yesterday, fired 135 people. But I have some articles that say that the Crew Motorfest outperformed past first week sales for the Crew franchise, and that Assassin's Creed Mirage has been a big success for them. So why?
Huge
Why?
success.
Why are they firing? You know what I mean? That's fucked up.
Because then it wasn't successful enough.
Exactly.
Oh, great.
Right.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
matter
remember
if it's profitable. It's that
Square-
it didn't
Square
meet the
had a
proper
similar thing.
expectations.
Same with
That's
Bungie.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
So it was
Square had a similar thing earlier this year where Final Fantasy 16, which was like a really successful Final Fantasy game, and they had lost like $1 billion or something. It was something absurd, several $100 million like since the release of Final Fantasy 16. I was like, how do you do such a thing? I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't
It
make
was like-
sense. I just feel like it all kind of feeds into what Steven was saying, where they're setting like profit goals that are just not feasible, you know? And then when they don't hit those goals and they're not making enough profits, then people suffer. So I don't
Real
know.
Humans and their livelihoods. suffer
Yeah, the people at the
for
bottom gotta go.
Bad projections.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
maybe
Because
mismanagement.
the shareholders got to get paid instead of the people up top.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's just
How about the people who made the bad projections get fired?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
How about
seriously.
that?
They're the people at
Whoa,
the top,
whoa.
Gage. That's not how it works.
Hold on.
They're
You're
in charge.
Now you're talking about the finance department. Let me tell you, accountants, some of them are really dumb. I'll tell you what. Dude, I found this article here. This is 100 thieves to cut 20% of its workforce. That's kind of
Oh.
sad.
Brutal.
Snowbike Mike
They'll
won't
be
be
changing
happy.
their names to 80 Thieves.
That's
Another terrible joke.
No,
a good.
that was fire.
That's a good
fire.
joke. That's a good joke. Hold on,
I
wait.
might have to
That's hot.
Photoshop their logo now.
That's good. Yeah, I also found this article by Axios. We'll pull this one up. It says 2023 has been a brutal year for game developers. Driving the news, more than 6,000 game industry jobs have been eliminated since the start of the year across more than 100 studios, according to the videogamelayoffs.com, a site managed by game developer Farron Noor, which is actually this website right here. We will link it in the description. It's very comprehensive. It has every single layoff tally, and it's updated daily. It was updated yesterday. So check it out. Look for that link below in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. The cuts include more than 800 jobs eliminated this month by Epic Games, which we all know, Fortnite yet again, and the Epic Games Store, which we just heard the other day is still not turning a profit, albeit Fortnite still making money. But it is what it is. Earlier cuts of 100 of workers apiece by Niantic, Electronic Arts, and Unity, and scores of other smaller trims and outright studio closures like Embracer's shutdown of Volition, which, again, Big Slice Gaming.
Rip.
Yeah, rest in peace. Since the start of the year. What they're saying, 2023 is just too unstable. Narrative designer Andrea Saravia Perez, who was laid off from strategy game maker Firaxis in the spring, tells Axios. Saravia Perez has applied to hundreds of jobs since and received relatively few replies. 2022 was probably the best year to break in a game, she says. However, 2023, many agree, is worse than 2009, when much of the world was in a recession. So, we'll link that article as well, and there's more to it as well, but it's just, I don't know, it's just so sad to see that this year it's just accolades, games, products, content, so much to celebrate this year when it comes to video games. And then here we are talking to our buddy Corey about all this shit that happened to him and frankly another 5,999 other people, and it just doesn't make any sense to me personally. So
that number gets bigger every week too.
Every damn week. I mean, 100 Thieves, 20%
every day. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So Corey, what if you don't have to have any ideas if you're flabbergasted by the whole thing, but is there anything that you could see, maybe on like a smaller scale or like on an action item type of thing, of like something that you would like to see change in the video game industry? Obviously, like things like unionization or something we need to talk about, but I don't know, just practices within like your personal experiences that you would change.
Unionization's probably one of them.
Totally.
Of course,
Big time.
just to be able to protect developers. But honestly, I think the biggest problem the industry even has is just scope just continues to balloon to, astronomical content sizes and projections that are just too high, especially in the market that we're in right now. Like the economy can't support the scopes that we have. Like, I mean, Spider-Man 2 even was like, I don't remember exactly how long it took to make, but it was like 5 years, like immediately after. That's 5 years after building it out of the foundation that the first game laid. Like making a game that size from scratch takes even longer.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I don't get smaller games or just smaller scopes. Shorter games, even like if you still want like the graphic fidelity that you get from like a modern Call of Duty game, like if you just make sure that it's a little bit of a shorter campaign or like, I guess kind of going into the live service of the multiplayer, but like have the multiplayer be the thing that lasts the rest of the year, at like adding a little bit of content as you go. But like Everything's
having-
just too
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I actually really like the trend of like the kind of Miles Morales size thing,
Smaller.
or
Yeah.
you know, me
Mhm.
and Steve and I are dads, and like our gaming time is limited, and when I can finish a game in 15 hours or something like that, I'm really happy because I get that full feeling experience from it, and
Yeah. I
and
don't
get
feel
the
like I'm missing
yeah.
anything with that. Like I
No.
really don't.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I mean,
I mean, I think like something like Hellblade, for instance, and I know this is a little different because that game is such high fidelity and they did so much. They're a smaller team and all that work, but like Hellblade is a shorter, smaller game, and yet it's like one of the most impactful and effective like video game experiences I've had in a long time. I'd love to see the industry go a little bit more that way, and you know, you could still maybe have one or two of those big giant, you know, epic scope things. But I wonder with things like Starfield, even like that game took what, almost a decade, like 8 years, and it's like I don't know if that game is going to be successful enough for them. You know?
the work still isn't done with that game either, man. It's
No.
like
Yeah.
bare bones essentially too. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Totally agree with what you're saying. I mean, look at Assassin's Creed Mirage, which was reviewed very well, and a lot of people played it, and it's like 30, 35 hours. I mean, honestly, that should
Took
be
me
the
about 40 to platinum it.
That's, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, even Spider-Man 2, right? It's a big game, but like people are platinuming that quick, you know? And I think that should be the new benchmark for games. Like, let's stop with these big 200 hour experiences, JRPGs, looking at you, Japan.
Well,
Come on, man.
I think there's
Let's
definitely
chill
an
out.
audience for those longer games because
True.
you know there's huge audiences that still want like they want the one or two games that they can spend hundreds and hundreds of hours in, which is like
sure.
yeah, there's definitely an audience for that, but like
Not every game.
yeah, it feels like every game needs to like feels like it has to have this minimum of like 40 to 50 hours of content when it's like
Right.
you can have a successful game that's shorter than that and it's smaller in scope and you know
Like Edith
Doesn't-
Finch, right? Amazing tight game. Like, and it wasn't huge scope. It had great graphical fidelity. It had a great story. Made me cry, and it's like I don't feel like I missed
totally.
anything for what like 8 hours of a game, maybe. Like,
Dude.
The other thing is
I think
Mindshare too. Go for it, Miguel.
No, I was going to say, I think at the end of the day, we need to stop looking at it, or they need to stop looking at it as far as how much money is this game going to make,
Yeah.
and just why don't you just make me a game that's fun to play, or it gives me a good fucking story,
and it doesn't need
Right.
to be forever.
right? Like at the end of like it could. Yeah, this is what I'll say. Like it can be forever, or it could be really short. I don't care. Just make it good.
Exactly.
Who cares? Why are you worried about how much money it's going to make? I wish they would not worry about that. And I get it. It's a business. Everyone's at the end of the day, that's what everyone's looking at. And that's what irks me the most.
Dude, to feed
it still has to be like it still has to be sustainable and it's just not right now because well everything that we've
Scope
kind of already
creep,
talked about
Like-
yeah
I mean, look, I mean, that's actually a very good point, and let's not forget that video games are becoming increasingly more expensive to make, and you know, finance people need to figure out where the money's coming from and how to sustain this project, right? Obviously, that's the challenge from the finance point of view, but to feed into what Miguel was saying, look no other further, and I know it's $3 video game. Than a video game like Vampire Survivors. Such a simple concept, but damn is it so successful. And I'm just saying, like, that's just someone who's making a fun video game. Like, just make games, like, just make a fun game. Like, focus
And that's
on making a fun game.
Endless replayability too, right? Like I feel
Absolutely.
like games back in the day used to have a lot more kind of replayability, which on the one hand, I really love story-driven games that are like they tell a good story, you get in, get out. But I think video games might have been more profitable during the eras when you're constantly jumping on to play over and over again because the act of just playing it is really fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
you know,
it's a debate.
Games should be fun.
When they started to step into more cinematic things and telling bigger, grander stories, and you know, you can go anywhere, do anything, giant open worlds that costs ton to make the art and ton to do VO and everything else in there, and the marketing machine on top of that.
Yeah.
as well as community managers and things like that. Looking at you, Destiny. I don't know how true this is, but I heard they were spending through a lot of that capital pretty much as they were getting it.
Damn.
To try to keep the machine going, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a source for that, but if I do, I find it, I will. I'll put it in like the notes for the episode. But
Cool.
I think, from what I have heard, that was the case. Is like, you know what? Maybe we don't need games as a service. That bubble maybe have kind of popped.
We never needed games as a service.
No.
in my opinion.
And you
It
know what?
Never needed to exist.
I blame phones. Fuck you, phones.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's your fault.
Mobile games and Facebook games really.
Yeah.
Probably started with Facebook games that Zynga made.
Like,
Dude, Mafia
I love
Wars.
Destiny,
Remember that shit?
but like,
Yeah.
you know, there's so many other games. Like
Yeah.
I don't need a Destiny in my life. That
And
makes
like
sense, right?
and like Steven, let me ask you this, right? Because Destiny came out of Bungie, which made Halo, and
Right.
they're some of the most fun and yet also cinematic shooters of all time.
Oh,
They tell good stories, epic blockbuster scale action stuff. So like for me, as soon as Bungie switched over to Destiny, they lost me. I tried Destiny
Yeah.
1.
So
I played it a little bit,
Dude.
and I just was like, where is this going? I feel like the
And
mission
they're-
I'm doing is the same every time,
Yep.
kind of thing.
Totally
and
agree
this is
with
kind
you.
of like tangential, but they're having an existential crisis with Destiny, right? We're approaching the final shape, which is their last expansion, which may or may not have been pushed out to June.
Mhm.
Whether or not that's due to layoffs or not, they don't know. Who's to say? Chicken and egg thing. But
Yep.
at this point, I've been playing since the alpha of freaking Destiny 1.
Whoa.
Way back, right? Obviously, in recent years, they've lost me. I've just gotten way too busy to keep up with like doing any of the raids or anything like that. But I'll check in every once in a while, play some PvP, and just because the gunplay is so fucking good, right?
Right.
So I keep checking back in for it. But the formula of the game itself just got tired, and I'm exhausted, right? I'm exhausted of the same game. I want something new from Bungie because they make amazing games, and the people there's amazing artists, sound people, community people, right? Like they were really great. They really great at their job until they had obviously problems with like public people being shitheads and stuff. But then they had to pull back a little bit. But like, it's just like that. Like I said, the gas bubble has popped. The games as a service bubble has popped. I think
Big
And
time.
We're finally starting to see the venting from that. And
Yeah. So
Um,
my question to you,
Yep.
Steven, is like, would you, looking back at your experience all the way back to the Destiny Alpha, would you have rather had, let's see, that would have been in what, 2014?
Like 5 games.
2013. So would you rather have had Destiny 1 and 2 and all that time and all that expansions, or an entire another Halo not Halo, but like another franchise that spawned 3 to 5
Dude.
big, huge blockbuster games again?
Or-
you know what
or-
I mean? With good stories.
Or not even an FPS, like something different from Bungie. Just something else.
This analogy
hard.
just reminds me of BioWare, like, right? Like,
Yeah.
Had they not
Because-
gone into the Star Wars fucking MMO, like they could have put out something else.
Totally.
Like
All of
give me
these.
something, or even like Elder Scrolls Online. Get the fuck out of here! I don't want that.
Right.
ZeniMax, right?
Although that is a
thing
different-
Yeah, that
franchise
is
there, right?
studio,
Yeah,
but still. They could have
Still,
been
in
working on something
general,
else.
like we don't need these online games all the time.
Damn
Yeah,
you,
fair.
World of Warcraft.
I don't know what I would say, Gage, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I have some of my favorite memories from gaming, from doing some
Totally.
of those raids. I do think maybe, I don't know. I do think after like 10 years of any game, I think you're going to be
Or,
just done. Just done.
Looking
yeah,
at-
no doubt, no doubt. Yeah.
Looking at you,
But I
GTA
have to
5.
see the ending, right? 10 years, man. I'm gonna play the final shape.
So at this point, I feel like it's a sunk cost fallacy for you.
It is.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
It's like
And I
it's
know
it's
that,
literally a
and-
cult. You're in a
I
cult,
am
dude.
accepting of that, and then once Final Shape is out and done, I'm off. I'm off Destiny.
You're drinking that
No,
flavor
and
aid.
The whole saga.
And hey, I'm totally not giving you any crap. I was just
No,
asking,
no,
like,
no.
I know what you're saying.
Gauge
it does make me
relax.
think like, what kind of property could they have come out with if they weren't focused solely on that machine? So,
Corey, I want to hear your closing thoughts on all this stupid shit we're talking about right now.
The industry needs to change a little bit in general. I think it needs to unionize a little bit.
A lot.
I think scope needs to, basically everything I've already said, scope needs to come down a little bit. Like sales projections need to be scaled back a little bit. Like, yes, it needs to be profitable, but if the profit margins are so high that they're borderline unattainable and result in laying a bunch of people off and taking away their livelihoods, then what's the point? You're cutting the creators out because you're making too big of market projections. It kind of defeats the purpose of a creative industry. You can cut out the creators because you're asking for too much money.
Yep.
Well, at this point, I would argue that it's probably not even for the creators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people with the money are the ones making the decisions, and I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's what business is, and business is bullshit in my opinion.
Yeah.
They just want money.
That's one of the reasons why Baldur's Gate 3 was so successful, is because they did it themselves.
Fuck yeah.
They used whatever money all their previous hits made. They used all the stuff that they learned, the engine that they built, all of that went into BG3 instead of having to argue with higher ups and investors.
Yeah.
They did that, and then they did early access for 3 years and got direct fan feedback rather than investor feedback, rather than higher up feedback.
Cool.
It's hard for AAA to do that when it's run by investors and money grubbing people. But
you essentially have people who aren't invested in what it originally was, and they're only looking at it as a way to make money.
Right.
So you have people coming in saying, "Oh, I'll invest all this money, but I want a return." They always have to have a return. They don't care about the actual product itself.
Right.
And they want huge returns.
Absolutely,
Huge.
they do.
Yeah.
Overgrowing.
Yep.
So, unions care about your products. Smaller scale. Take it easy. All right. Just take it easy, man.
Also, games as a service, maybe just over that.
Maybe there's.
The white whales have been found.
Yeah,
You're not going to beat them.
Let Fortnite keep doing its thing. They can have it.
There's
whatever.
only a handful of successful games as a service, so stop trying to do that. Just stick to those tenets, and you'll be fine. I think.
You can make great online multiplayer games. Nothing wrong with that. But just
Yeah, just approach it differently.
It's just a repeat of the MMO boom where everyone was trying to make a WoW killer and it wasn't working because WoW had the audience, it had the
mind share.
Yeah, it had what it needed to succeed, and competing with it is just not going to work.
Unless you're Final Fantasy 13. Okay.
14.
Yeah.
Jacob, real fast before we get off this topic.
Sure.
There's been some of my favorite game devs have kind of transitioned out. Pete Hines just retired.
Yeah.
Congrats to him.
Congrats.
And on an interview, recently, Howard was talking about how he might even only have one more game left in him, or whatever. So I just wanted to pitch real fast to you, if you could. I just sent you something in Slack directly. Maybe I could help, is all I'm saying. And if you could show the panel, I just have kind of an audition real fast.
Oh, cool. I'm excited about this, man.
Oh my God, here we go.
I just, I just feel like I kind of got the look down, and I think I could maybe make it work if you guys just want to.
This
So your
motherfucker.
proposition is
This
you're gonna
little
take over.
fucking guy right here. Look at him.
I have a really good jacket. I'm just saying.
Look at that.
I'm gonna say something, Gage, and don't be offended. Just be yourself, dude. You don't need to be anybody.
Oh, I'm gonna zoom in a lot
Just be
now.
Gage.
There he is.
Oh man.
Let's look at the jeans.
I got
Wow,
I got
even the
this jacket
shoes.
I know. I got this jacket over the weekend, and I was like, "This is a fucking Todd Howard jacket."
That's
if I've ever
an
seen one.
excellent Todd Howard jacket. I can't lie. That
So
was
I
hilarious.
So I
That's
cosplayed as Todd Howard for a day, and I was
Oh,
like,
that's
That's
no one
so
knows.
watch
funny.
talk about
Yeah.
Starfield for 3 hours.
Oh shit, that's the overlay. Oops.
Yep, sure is.
Whoopsie.
All right. Anyways, I just thought I'd show you guys.
That's funny, dude.
That's
Good job.
fucking excellent, man.
Thank you for that.
Great job. Cool. Okay, so let's get all that nastiness out of our mouths and let's talk a little bit about it. We heard some news the other day that Zelda is going to become a fucking movie, live action for some reason. So just
Da-na-na-na.
goo 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 goo. So let's all just do this here. And just kind of talk about some casting. You know, let's just have a little bit of fun for a second. You know, let's get that nastiness out of our mouths and just talk about who's going to play who. Go ahead and let's talk amongst ourselves. First of all, I think that one Corey guy from the Sweet Life of Corey and whatever, the twin boy from the
Yeah.
Sweet Life
Riverdale.
with Zach and Cody.
Yeah, that guy. That guy should be Link.
Of course.
The Link.
Just like
He should be Link, man. That's what I think is gonna
No,
happen.
I got a better one.
Oh,
one
who
for
do you got? Who do you got?
I got the guy from The Boys who plays Homelander as Link.
What?
Oh, yeah.
That.
Oh no.
have a super beefy Link.
Yeah, just like
Well, he's not even that buff, dude. That's just a suit. You're talking about the Eric Kripke.
Eric.
Eric.
What's his name?
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's
I
not
can't remember
right.
his name right now.
That's not even the right guy. It's Anthony
Aaron
Starr.
Something?
Anthony Starr.
Anthony Starr. Yeah.
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 Homelander
good name.
basically as Link.
Sorry, I have the wrong window.
Put it
There we go.
right now. Okay,
That
now
could
the
be
question
Link?
is, right? Are we gonna have Tingle in there? Are they gonna do it?
It's got to
Jeff
be
Grubb.
Jeff Grubb.
Yep.
All glory to Jeff
Danny
Grubb.
DeVito.
Danny
Danny
DeVito.
DeVito
And
as
can
Tingle.
Jack Quaid be
It's
in
incredible.
there? As well? Can Jack Quaid while we're on the boys?
Oh, but
be
Jack
there?
Quaid would be great. I would want Jack Quaid to die in that movie.
in the Zelda movie?
No, he wouldn't be any important characters. He would just be like
Maybe
a
he
character
could be,
that
die.
dies.
Maybe he could be someone from the Zora Kingdom or the fish guys. What are they called?
They're the Zora.
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 Okay, let's hit the main characters. All right, let's start with Link. All right, we're gonna go
Michael
down the
Cera.
line. Michael Cera,
Michael
perfect.
Michael.
Miguel, who do you got for Link?
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
that's hot. That's
Give me a
hot.
Steve Buscemi with Link.
Let's get one of those. That's hot.
That'd be great.
That's hot.
And he'd be
That's
putting
hot.
on lipstick like in.
Okay, let's go to Zelda. I've already pitched Ellie Fanning.
Aren't they now Elliot Fanning?
No.
Dude,
That's Elliot
that's
Page,
the
sir.
wrong
Oh, that's
Oh,
Elliot Page.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
wrong last
sorry.
name, sir. Wrong last name.
Sorry.
Rip.
What do you,
Whoa!
what
What
do
if
you think,
you had?
Corey?
Wait. Hear me out, Jacob.
All
What
right.
if you had Dakota Fanning as Link, Elle Fanning as Zelda? Whoa.
That would be funny.
That'd be wild.
Are you hearing it, Nintendo? Are you?
What do you think, Corey? Who's your Link? Who's your Zelda?
I'm stuck on Michael Cera now.
He can play both.
But
He'll play both.
it randomly came to me. I don't know if she's kind of aged out of this role at this point or not, but Anna Sophia Robb.
Oh yeah.
Let me
I don't know if
see.
you guys remember her.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think she'd
Oh,
probably
yeah.
be a good Zelda.
Yeah, that'd be good. This lady.
I don't really know who would play Link.
She's from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh yeah.
It'd have to be like a cipher, right? Like you'd want like, I don't know, kind of maybe a not offensive kind of face, but like
Dude, I want
maybe not a beautiful
Maybe
face.
an
either.
unknown, you know.
I want Rob Corddry to be fucking Tingle, dude. That'd be funny.
Steve Buscemi
Michael Cera as
with
Tingle would
Unicorn.
actually be funnier.
That would be
It
pretty
would
good.
be funny. That would be great, actually. I
Um,
don't think
Just
it
him
would
in
be.
that little stupid little jumpsuit,
Yeah.
cool.
being the awkward Michael Cera as Tingle.
What about,
about Ganon?
Ganondorf. We have to at least touch on that before we move on to the final segment.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Matthew McConaughey.
Ooh, that's good.
Javier
Matt
Bardem.
Ooh,
Javier
I'm
Bardem.
scared. I'm scared.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
You know what?
That'd be a good Ganon.
I can't
You know what?
deny that that's the best choice.
What
I'm gonna
about
stick with it.
what's his name? Ray Parker.
Ray Parker.
Ray
Sorry,
Park.
the guy who played
Ray Park?
Oh, Ray Park.
Darth Maul. The guy who played Darth Maul.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I see where you're getting at.
Ray Park.
Yeah, maybe Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
That could be cool.
Let me see this, dude.
You know what? I like
You gotta
these.
pull up these people.
Bring up Dolph. Yeah, can we Google these people
Yeah,
as we
bring
talk
up
about?
Dolph.
We can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Love
bring
it.
up Dolph Lundgren, but then we gotta get out of here, or I gotta pee. It's one or the other.
Wait, which is it?
You guys talk about
Let's do it.
more Ganons while I pee. How about that? No.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
I think.
Be right back.
I mean, I tend to. This is just because he played Drax, and so he was wearing similar face makeup. But I was thinking about Batista for a second, but I don't know if he's got the chops. But
I
Who would
think
play him?
isn't he done playing Drax too? So I don't know if he'd want to play a similar character in that.
that's
Yeah.
true.
He wouldn't be stupid, but
Who's the guy that plays oh crap, I'm blanking on his name. Is it Deathstroke in the movies?
Oh,
I'm blanking on the movie now.
Deadshot?
No, it was like an end credit scene for what was it, Justice League or something.
Huh.
yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Like he's
I
Slade
don't,
Wilson.
yeah, I don't know. Oh, you mean what's it called? You mean Deadpool?
No,
Who would have played it? I guess I haven't seen enough of that, but
Yeah, I
Ron-
can see
I'll
it.
see if I can find it.
yeah, I was getting Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman would actually be
Ron
really
Perlman
good.
would be pretty good.
I think he's got some voice acting chops too, so I think that would. I don't know if Ganon would be like an animated character or not. I guess I don't know. That's really weird. I don't know how they're gonna do
Well,
this
'cause-
movie.
you could even just do like what
It'd
they
be
did with
Ganondorf,
Star
probably.
Wars and have someone voice the character.
That's true too.
In theory,
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
just get a formidable looking big actor, and then
Yes.
and
we
then
could
Joe
still
Manganiello. Excuse me. Sorry.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Manganiello. I know who you're talking about.
Right. Okay, so
Maybe.
who else we have to fill out? The Goron, maybe.
Goron.
Who would be a Goron? I suppose would be. You
Um,
know,
Danny
would be
DeVito.
funny. Dwayne the
all-
Rock Johnson would be a good Goron.
Yeah.
who would be a
think,
good Goron?
Vin
Or
Diesel.
Vin Diesel would be a good Goron.
he could
Yeah.
do the voice too.
Yeah, he could
Exactly.
do the voice.
Yeah.
Just gotta do
Maybe,
the quick voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, what about that guy from Captain America, Winter Soldier, who he fights in the elevator? Who's like super buff, and he was in this Hulu movie where he was the main guy, and he was in a time
Oh,
loop.
we were literally just talking about him, Joe Manganiello. Yeah.
No,
totally.
not that guy. But I
Oh.
do love Joe Manganiello. Hold on, wait. Captain America,
Well, I was gonna say
Winter
Chris Evans
Soldier.
for Link, but it's fine.
Chris Chris Evans for Link would be great.
Yeah.
It's that guy. Oh my god. We watched this other movie with him in it.
You may have to lose like a 6-pack or two to do it.
Frank Grillo. This guy.
Okay, right on.
I'm gonna bring it up. This guy. What about this guy? You know this guy?
Sure.
Oh,
So he's
okay.
playing what? He's playing
Brody
Ganon.
Singstar.
Dude, yeah, that could be Ganondorf. I mean, obviously with a bunch of makeup on.
Sure.
Boss
See
level.
that maybe.
Boss level
Wait,
was
look
the
up-
movie I was talking about. If you haven't seen it, check it
Oh.
out. It's on Hulu.
Oh, that's a good link. Thomas Brody Sangster.
Thomas
Cool.
Brody Sangster. All right, let's see.
Yeah, as
There it is.
I guess.
Oh,
main
yeah.
character.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, that'd be a good link.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this a lot. Oh, he's the kid from Maze Runner, which is also the director.
Yeah.
Director's making that movie.
Whoa. You might be onto something, Steven. I had my serious shout for Link was Freya Allen. She's
Okay.
the girl who just played Ciri in The Witcher.
So why do you want a bunch of women to play Link?
Because Link is super effeminate. What are you
No,
talking about?
No, Link's
it's
a man.
It's like Peter Pan, dude.
No,
Yeah.
Link's not a child. I mean, unless we're talking
No.
like the
Peter Pan is
ocarina.
usually played by a woman.
a lot of
and
the
it's great.
games.
No.
I would agree with this. I'm
Nah.
gonna go with Gage here.
So y'all want to just gender bend Link all of a sudden? I see how.
No,
it
he's
is.
still gonna be a boy.
No.
He's been gender bended his
Stop
entire
it.
life.
Stop it. Linkle is someone different.
No, I agree with Gage.
Okay, I'm done with
think-
this. I'm done with this. I'm
think-
shutting it down. We're gonna go to endorsements now.
Don't get mad because you're wrong.
I'm so
I guess
fucking not
it
mad.
depends on what Zelda game they're gonna do for the movie.
That is true.
Exactly.
No, so that is the main thing. It's like, what canon is it going to be? Something new? Is it going to be derivative? Who knows? We'll see. I'm sure the movie will be
Is
bad.
it gonna be a mishmash of like a bunch, like kind of like the Mario movie was, where it plays into a lot of the lore stuff, but it's its own story.
Right. We
I
don't
think
know.
Probably the best way to
it'll
go, to be
almost
honest.
certainly be bad, is
Was
what I
it?
think it's going to be.
But apparently
I mean,
Miyamoto.
yeah, it's gonna not be good. Absolutely.
Apparently Miyamoto's been working on it for years. So we'll see about that. We're
Not gonna be
done.
good.
We're gonna watch it anyway. Miguel and I are gonna drink Four Locos in the movie theater when we see it, and we'll report back to everyone later. We'll have a fun video on that. So I know Steven's walked away. I'm not sure where he went. However, we're going to end the episode very soon here. We're going to do our endorsements. What's an endorsement? Well, that could be anything. You can endorse walking outside, or it could be your favorite taco shop. Corey, do you have any endorsements for us this week?
I actually prepared one.
Oh, nice.
I wrote one down, and it's basically just a shout out to anyone who's in the industry, just getting into the industry, or trying to get into it, and that it's brutal. Be prepared for a rough ride until we can collectively make some positive changes. In the meantime, don't let it extinguish your passion. There's a reason we bust our asses to break into this industry. Don't let that same industry kill that reason.
Fuck
Amazing.
yeah.
Well said.
I loved it.
Hell yeah.
Good.
Steven, what do you got?
That's a great endorsement.
That was great. Steven, what's your endorsement this week?
Popcorn.
Fuck
Nice.
yeah.
Good buttered popcorn.
Any kind?
No. I mean, it's whatever your favorite one is, but lots of butter. You know?
Get an air popper, buy
Oh, that's
popcorn
good. That's a good
oil,
call.
and then get popcorn
Yeah.
flavoring, and you can make it at home. It's very good.
Best.
Yeah.
Good shout out.
There you go. Gage?
I'm gonna endorse picking your grandma up from the hospital after knee surgery.
Aw.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I had a nice little time. My
That's
grandma
hot.
just had knee. My grandma just had knee surgery. And, Jesus.
Got me
And
with that
and I picked her up and spent the whole day with her afterwards. Made her a bunch of meals and just helped her out post knee surgery. And it was just really nice. You know, like sometimes we forget. Sometimes dealing with grandparents can be a bit of a chore. I'm not gonna lie. You know, just because there's some conversations you don't want to have, or you know, some technology you have to help them out with that you don't really want to do. That's the one for me that often happens. Is they're like, "Can you rearrange my whole iPad and help me with my photos?" And you're like, "No, I don't want to do any of that." But it was really nice just to like do almost nothing planned and just kind of hang out. So yeah, hang out with your grandma if they're still around. And yeah, so
Miguel?
I'm gonna endorse the Museum of Death.
Oh,
Hell
yes. You went there?
New Orleans. Yeah, we went.
Interesting.
To
Cool.
Follow-up.
Place rules.
It's a weird follow up.
What is it? Well, no, my ticket was hanging out right here. They had a lot of interesting stuff. I will say that Polly Pocket will probably be a curator of the family annihilator section at one point.
Oh,
That's another story for another day.
did you go to the arcade or whatever, like the area in the very back where they're just showing films?
Oh, where they were showing the movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
I didn't
Wow.
really sit because some of that stuff they were showing was kind of.
It's rough.
It's like, so yeah, exactly. Like, I think one of the videos I do recall seeing was like a stuntman on a bike.
Mm-hmm.
and you see him like just jumping,
Live death.
and then he's just falling,
Yeah, and he dies.
and then he's just not moving. So you assume that he's
What?
So yeah, it was
yeah,
that was some of those videos were pretty rough.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it was a pretty good experience. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, that's where I got my serial killer shirt, and Joy got another one there too. It's a cool place, but that back
pretty cool
room
place.
is rough. You have to walk through it to the bathroom. So if you're not a faint at heart or whatever,
Don't go in.
It's
yeah, just
If you have a faint heart.
if you have a faint heart, do one of these as you walk to the restroom. But it is cool. It's an interesting experience. They have Eileen Warnos's underwear in there.
Yes.
Not a joke at all. It's
Very odd. Very
Absolutely.
odd.
Yeah,
true.
they have a lot of really interesting stuff. They have some actual shrunken heads.
they do. Yeah.
They've got some like
Lot of photos.
serial killer stuff, obviously.
Tons. Yeah.
Like letters and which I find very odd in this country, the fact that we don't destroy all that stuff.
Yeah.
But,
it's novelty.
We were talking to one of the guys, and he was saying that a lot of the items that they purchase are purchased at auctions that the
Wow.
prison has,
Okay. I mean,
and they make and you're essentially buying the object, and then you're giving the prison money. It's fucking weird. The whole thing's
that's
weird.
strange.
But the museum itself is interesting. I mean, I
Mhm.
think it's kind of interesting to see these things in person. But I recommend it. Highly recommend it. I'll also throw in Zach Baggins Haunted Museum.
Yes.
Jack Kevorkian van is there. That's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
anyway, going on.
They
I've
also
taken up too much time.
it's okay. They also have to piggyback on that. They have what's his name? Ed Gein's some of Ed Gein's human leather hanging on the
Yes.
wall. So you
And
can see a nipple.
like the actual nipple.
Real
which is
nipple.
fucking crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, read about Ed Gein if you don't know who that is or what he
Corey's
did.
face says it all.
So-
So-
Yeah, museum
I'm
death.
hiding facial reactions.
I'm going to endorse this week eating vegetables. I feel like
Hey, way to
a
go.
lot of you fuckers out there aren't eating your goddamn vegetables. Eat the damn vegetables, all right? You know, you get a burger and you're like, oh, I just want cheese and ketchup. Like, fuck you. Put some lettuce on there, man. Get your fiber in there. Get some celery and carrots in your diet. You know what I mean?
Some
Like,
peas in there.
peas are delicious. Like,
I had
We're-
green beans with my dinner today.
awesome,
Yeah.
dude. I love it. You know, you
I had baby bok choy.
That's
Oh,
that's
that's
good.
good, too.
That's really good. So yeah, just work the veggies in there, man. Because like I feel all y'all nerds out there just want to have tendies. Well, you can have tendies with like some carrots or something. Just try a
lettuce
little
wrap,
harder,
Just do
Green
Dude,
beans goes really
yes.
good with chicken tenders. Not gonna lie.
dude.
There
It
you go.
does.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's the adult way to do it.
on the topic of green beans. Get some fresh ones. Slice off those weird little ends, and then just fry it up, man. You could even like you can dice up some bacon, cook it up. You can mix it in with the green beans. You know what I mean? Put a little garlic in there. It's
Garlic,
delicious.
yeah.
But at least work vegetables into your diet. That's very important to do. Please do it. Thank you very much.
I always did. If I get fresh green beans, I always do oven roasted. It's like Just-
Oh yeah,
olive oil, salt, pepper. Just put it on a baking sheet and bake it at like
so
I don't
good.
remember the degree, like 375 or 400 for like 15 minutes. They get nice golden brown and they're delicious.
Woo!
Brussels sprout.
Oh, yeah.
Brussels sprouts great. I whatever you do though, man, mince up garlic and throw it in there too, because it's I
absolutely.
love garlic. Okay, guys, this has been an
get
excellent
outta here.
episode. Corey, I want to thank you for being a guest on the show. Can you please let us know where to find you or where the people can find you and any of the things that you do on the internet? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm. You can follow me at Big Slice Gaming on Twitter because I refuse to call it X. That's usually where I'm most active. You can find me on Facebook, Big Slice Gaming. Not super active there, but I'm trying to change that. I have a YouTube channel, Big Slice Gaming. Basically, Big Slice Gaming everywhere. It's like a little pizza slice with headphones on for the logo. You just find that. But yeah, Big Slice Gaming everywhere. I stream on Twitch and usually have VODs cut down into like a more traditional Let's Play series over on YouTube if you prefer that format. So
Hell yeah.
And
And TikTok.
If if a dev happens to see this, what type of jobs are you looking for?
QA analyst, and maybe entry level producers. That's
Sweet.
something I'm
Hell yeah.
interested in.
Oh, yeah,
But yeah, if you have any QA openings, please let me know. Associate to mid level. I'll even go for senior. But yeah.
Awesome. Treat this guy right. He's a good dude, and check out his content. He's fun to watch. Trust me. You can check out our stuff too, man. If you go to Twitter, search for at NPD Squad. YouTube, if you want to watch this show later, just search Odd Valley Studios or Neon Pocket Dimension on YouTube. You'll find all our content. We have all sorts of fun shit going on. This Friday, we have an Odd Valley episode finally coming at you. We missed last month. But me and Miguel and who knows, maybe some other people. Hint, hint. I don't know. Possibly you guys,
Whoever
maybe.
wants.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Open invitation. But it will be me, Miguel and I. We're going to talk about fast food. We've never done the topic, and it'll be a fun one. So look forward to that. But you can find all that content on YouTube. Search Odd Valley Studios or go to youtube.com/@OddValleyStudios. And then if you want to watch this show live, every Wednesday, because that's now the day of the week that we're going to record from now on, 7 Pacific, twitch.tv/Neon Pocket Dimension. We're going to record this podcast all year long, except for like maybe Christmas week or something. I don't know. But I want to thank you for watching or listening if you did. I want to thank everyone for being here, as always. And Corey, yet again, thanks again for coming. We had a good time. Everyone, say goodbye and good night.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
And
Bye.
hopefully-
All right. Peace out.